Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Today's the birthday of the Army, you know? 235, that's what this book's about. Okay? You ready? Okay, I'm supposed to show you. This is the photo. Okay? And it says, this is my family, my mom, my dad, my baby brother, my sister, my grandpa, and my grandma. And Sam, my dog. Okay? And it comes over here, and there his picture. It says, this is my dad. My dad is a soldier in the United States Army. He says that makes me special because I have two families, our family and the Army family. My family celebrates birthdays. The Army family celebrates birthdays too. Okay? Now this is not a cake, birthday cake. But today is Grandpa's birthday, and we're having a party. That's what families do. There sure are a lot of candles on Grandpa's cake, aren't there? Lots of candles. Okay. Then here, though, this is Army's having a party, and there's the Army's birthday cake. Okay? It says the Army's having a birthday party too. There are even more candles on the Army's birthday cake. There are 233 of them. Lots of candles means the Army is very old. They're older than Grandpa. And here, this is, you see, this Army history photo album. Grandpa could tell a lot of stories about our family. Grandma calls this our family history. The Army has a lot of stories too. Dad says this is the Army's history. And that's right, said Mom. There is a picture, there, right there. My favorite Army story is about George Washington. He was the first president of the United States, but even before he was president, he was a soldier. He fought to make our country free. He spent a lot of time away from his family. And there he is, he camped during the war. Because my dad is a soldier, he has to leave home sometimes, just like George Washington. There's George Washington again. He was General Washington. He became president. When he leaves, he's this boy saying, when his dad leaves, I am sad, but I tried my very best to be strong. Mom says I am Army strong. Are you guys Army strong?
Yeah.
Good. And here is another picture. Now this is President Lincoln. Grandma says her favorite Army story is about President Abraham Lincoln. And how he had the Army fight to keep the country together during the Civil War. Now that was a war when sometimes even brothers fought against each other. Grandma says Mr. Lincoln knew that the Army had to win that fight, so it'd still be the United States. I'm glad my brother and I don't fight, except about whose turn it is to feed Sam. Remember Sam's the dog. They do fight. Now here is another picture, and that's the picture of the Buffalo Soldiers. Grandpa tells me the story about the Buffalo Soldiers. It's really cool. The Native American Indians thought black soldiers were as strong and powerful as the mighty buffalo, and he gave them the nickname Buffalo Soldiers as a sign of respect. And here is a picture of nurses marching and a woman pilot. And the story is, I asked Dad if there are any stories about women in the Army. He said that early in the Second World War, that's the war I was involved in, women flew planes outside of combat and helped planes land safety and even predicted the weather. They belonged to what we call the WACs, the Women's Army Corps. The Army also needed nurses to help care for sick soldiers, and they were the first Army Nurse Corps. That's the picture of them back in the war that I was in, World War II. Now, women can do almost every job, that's now, in the Army. My sister thinks that's really cool, and so do I. She said, really neat, not cool. Now, here's a picture of a bunch of guys celebrating, and they're with Indians. Mom said, have I ever told you the story about the Native American code talkers? You know about the code talkers?
No. Yes.
The code talkers were able to send messages to each other in their own language. Because no one else could speak their language, the Army could send secret messages to its soldiers. They helped keep American soldiers safe in World War II because they spoke in their Native American code, their language, and that became a code, you see. Now, here's another picture, and that's a picture of a modern base and a modern family. And it says, Dad says the Army has more than just soldiers in it. Some people don't wear uniforms, but they do a lot of important things in the Army. These civilians are also part of the Army family. When my little brother goes to CDC, Miss Anna takes care of him. She's a civilian. Do you have civilians take care of you sometimes? Good. Now here's another thing. There's the guys all racing around on their bicycles and their skates. Dad says the Army has all sorts of people. Just think about your friends. Hector, he was in the Army for 25 years. Kim's grandfather was a famous Japanese-American unit in World War II. And Jamal's mom, who was in the same unit as I'm in, comes from Haiti. And he says, the little boy says, gee, I didn't know how many different people there are in the Army. And there's the pictures of them, you see. Different people. These are the people that are in the Japanese-American unit. I have a great friend, he's a senator who was in that unit. And his name is Inoue from Hawaii. Senator Inoue. Okay? Here's another, here's a picture of the boy who's writing the story and his dog. And he says, Grandma says animals are part of Army's history too. Way before email, the Army used to use birds called carrier pigeons to send messages. They would tie the messages to the leg of the pigeon and let it fly. Horses and mules help carry equipment and supplies. There are even dogs that work with soldiers today. I don't think Sam would make a very good Army dog, though. He would chase the birds. Now there's an Army dog, you see, who works with the soldier. And now I think we're almost finished. There's the gang again, the family. Wow, the Army has lots of history because my family is an Army family. We're part of the Army family history. I'm proud that my dad is an Army soldier and that we are an Army family. Are you guys proud to be in the Army family?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
The Army is also proud of my family. They help take care of us when Dad is far away. They say that together we are Army family strong. So that's the story. So and the last one is Happy Birthday, Army. Let's blow out all the candles. Can you blow out all the candles? Good job. That's good. Okay. There's books all over. That's nice.
Oh, I have a bunch of arrowheads. What is
nice to
that?
have. All carved by hand. It's very nice.
I want to make my
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to
And
be
they
with
have
you.
They got you
game
some more
balls.
things that they made for you.
Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
My name is
We'll put them up on the wall in my office back in Washington.
You have an office in Washington?
I'm flying out tonight and I go back to Washington, D.C. tonight.
Wow. Wow. I used to live in Washington. My name is your house.
Thank you. Good to see you.
All right, everyone, so thank you.
Thank you. I gotta go.
Washington, D.C., where the White House is.
Yes, that's right.
I knew there was one.
Good. Thank you. Nice to see you.